So overall, it's totally a matter of adjust. Overall, it's a matter of allowing children to explore and to be creative and to think outside of themselves, to learn properly and to learn how to be an individual. And that is what the point is that I'm getting to. Today's education does not encourage people to be who they are. It encourages people to grow up. You're told you must go to college, and you're told you do that in order to get a job. And what you do is you join the worker beehive and you fall into the collective. And when you're in there, you buzz around and then you make your honey, which is money, and you come home, but you have no true measure of what it is that you like, what it is that turns you on. Perhaps a person would be more into the arts, more into music, more into other things, and have varied interests in order to keep them thriving as an individual who is not stagnated, who continually grows, who continually learns, who is ever curious about the world around them. And we're not encouraging that, neither in children nor adults today. It's more or less, we want you to conform. We want you to listen to the ideas that we give you, and we want you to believe those ideas. We want you to think that there's only a two-party system, either a Democrat or Republican, and those are the two options that are available, and those will forever be the two options that are available to you. Then you're taught that you must choose one religion or the other, and they pit people against each other in that way. It's still all about control, and it's all about keeping the population itself very, very tamed, so that the things that is going on today in the world can continue to go on. When we have these bailouts and people at the top who are taking our money, who are putting us out of our homes, they don't want us to be equipped mentally in order to deal with or fight those things. That is why when we are offered a savior, so to speak, in another person who comes along and who does appear to think out of the box and to have imaginative and creative ways in dealing with situations, we follow that person, and we allow that person to do it for us. And we should all be much more proactive in our own lives at this point. It really is really remarkable to me that we as a populace have sat here and just listened to everything that has gone on. I mean, there is just so many different situations that have taken place between September 11th and now, and even Hurricane Katrina, and then you have other things that have come along, or major situations that have occurred where we may not have liked what was going on, but we felt as though we were helpless in those situations. We felt, oh, what can we do? Or maybe we could just write our Congress people, and that would be something that we can do. We are so complacent now, and we are so dumbed down now that we do not question. Or if we do question, all we do is we will gripe about whatever it is, we will express our disdain with it, but we will not do anything more than that. We're just blowing hot air. There's no one trying to organize anything to change the system. There's no one trying to gather people together who are like-minded and go forth and really try to affect some change in large numbers. There's always just the odd man out, and then that person may get shot. They might have one of those mysterious heart attacks in their sleep or something like that, because they're out there by themselves, and that is the reason why they want us, and especially now our children, to remain dumb, remain stupid, remain incapable of fighting this system. They want to assimilate us into this system and indoctrinate us into this system and have us go along with whatever they do. Right now, We're sitting at home and we're waiting for the results of these bailouts, and everything else is going on. But what are we doing about the situation? We're sitting here and we're watching this big media spectacle, and they're parading people across the screen, and they have the president up there and he's doing this, and then they have other people arguing against him, and we're watching this whole thing like it's a big soap opera, when actually it's our lives that we're talking about here. It's our lives, it's our livelihood, it's our status that we're talking about, and we have handed over ourselves to these people. My thing is, if this is a democratically elected country or whatever, kick everybody that's up there now out and start from scratch. Because if you have something that's not working, then you have to change it, or you have to deal with it. And that's just it. As you can plainly see at this point, through our education and through our lack of education, we don't even know half the time what the hell it is that they're talking about up there. Because if we did, we would be much more vocal about what's going on up there. Okay, they parade all of these facts in front of us, all these statistics, and upon looking into them, they're lies. Flat out lies. They hire at the networks whomever they want to tell us a certain thing, and we watch this on the screen and we believe it. Why? Because we don't know that it's not true. Why? Because we've never investigated it. We've never cared to. We did not know how to in some cases. So I guess in conclusion, what I want to say is that it's very dangerous at this point as parents to continue to allow our children to become indoctrinated into a system and not on our own. Teach them that they must reach for something more. No, they won't be getting a grade on it. But it will be helpful to them in the future when it becomes their turn to sit or to stand, okay, against anything that's going on in their world. And when we all become older and those children are now the young adults out here in the world who are affecting the change, would we want a bunch of idiots on the loose, or do we want well-rounded children who have been taught to investigate, to question, to figure out, to do something about what's actually going on? I'm not saying it's too late for us adults, but what I'm saying is that if we leave another generation like we have left a generation or two of the 80s and 90s babies just to their own devices, you haven't seen anything yet in terms of the turmoil and the destruction that's coming forth in our country. It starts with the children, it starts with education, and that is exactly why education has been targeted, and education has been the vehicle by which they have been able to get away with everything that they're doing now. So, I know that was a lot to chew on, but y'all will be alright. It's Pinky, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.